I wanted to talk about the William Tyrrell case. It's something that I really wanted to talk to you about in depth, in person, in the studio. I really wanted to have you up here to do that. But I mean, as we said with the Rona, who knows when that'll be. It's one of the biggest cases, I'm sure, in your career. I think it was 4 years that you were involved. Obviously, that's not the longest case that you're involved in. But as far as publicity is concerned, that's, Australia's been so interested in that case, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Can you take us through the first steps in that case? How you were contacted, how you became involved, and maybe tell people, because I think, because it has been some time now, people start to forget about it. Could you perhaps remind people of what happened in that case and how you became involved?
Yeah, William Tyrrell, it was, I think 7 years ago now, September, 7 years ago. I became involved in I was a detective chief inspector at homicide, and I took over the investigation 5 months into the investigation. So William was 3 years old. He was up at Kendall on the mid-north coast. Port Macquarie is probably the nearest town. And with his, and it's public record, he was with his foster parents, and he'd gone to the grandmother's place, and he was out playing. It was a Friday morning. He was out playing in the front yard. It was a semi sort of rural area, and he disappeared. And so there was a massive police search, and invariably with matters like this, 99% of the time, the child's found. This is just these rare situations where William wasn't found. And if you go to Benaroon Drive, it's obvious it's a dead end. It's a dead end street on the end of a town that's got the point I'm trying to make here, it's not Benaroon Drive where William disappeared from, is not a drive-through area. So to go out there, you've got to be heading out there to that location for a specific reason. So if it's a person looking for a kid, they're not cruising around Benaroon Drive looking for a child. So I knew I was going to take over the investigation. A lot of things had happened prior to me heading up the investigation. When I first looked at all the information that came in, we were overwhelmed with information from the public, obviously, with a crime like that. I went up to Benaroon Drive because I like to get a sense of the crime scene. So literally up there, sitting there, getting a feel of what the offender might have been feeling, what was round there, the noises, the sounds, and just get a real feel of it. And I led the investigation for 4 years. A lot of it was played out in public. There was a couple of suspects that were played out in public, but there was 90% of the people that were targeting the public was not aware of. The media were very interested in it for obvious reasons, and so 4 years I led the investigation, and it led to my downfall in my career that. I'd recorded some conversations with a person I was speaking to about William's disappearance. Look, I've talked about that before, and I say I make no apologies for what I did. I had a reason to record those conversations, and I believe a lawful reason. I was protecting the reasonable cause to protect my lawful interest. I won't bore you with all the details of it, but from that I got taken off the investigation. So that's over two years ago. And the sad part about that is that I wasn't allowed to do a handover with anyone, the police taking it over. That's a continual source of frustration to me. I think I don't think it's right. I think there's a lot of stuff that was missed because I wasn't allowed to do a handover. Having said that, the police are putting resources into it, and hopefully they will resolve it. Questions, and I sort of anticipate. Do I know who's taken William? I led the investigation for 4 years. So I had ideas, call them case theories, some indicators, the people that I was looking at, and I was removed from the investigation, I think 2 or 3 weeks before it went to the coroner's court. I had a specific strategy I wanted to employ in the coroner's court, and that was not done. But I'm very wary. the William Tyrrell case is not about me. It's about a kid that's disappeared. It's unfortunate that I was taken off the investigation, but what we've got here is a 3-year-old child that disappeared. Now, the New South Wales Police should be judged by their response to an investigation like that. We can't accept that a 3-year-old kid can disappear in a location like that, and hopefully they're putting the resources in. I fought, as I usually did, to keep resources when I'm heading up an investigation like that. The foster family and the biological family are just traumatised by William's disappearance, and the coroner, the matter's before the coroner, so I don't want to anticipate what the coroner's findings may or may not be. She was due to come back with findings earlier this year. It's been put off for some reason. I'm not privy to what's going on with the investigation at the moment, but I certainly got strong views on the direction it should go on. You do question yourself when you're heading up an investigation like that for 4 years. Would have I done anything different? I've been investigating homicides for over 20 years at that stage. If I didn't think I had the skill set to do the investigation, I would have happily handed it over to someone else. But I had the experience and I had the passion, and it is the biggest disappointment of my career, the way that I was taken off it. And I chose to leave the police. I wasn't sacked from the police, but when you've been working at the coalface like I had, and then just been put in a room to
you can't take a step back. No way. Like, you're doing that for so long.
I don't think. I think if I showed, I got caned at the court, I got convicted on appeal, I got fined $10,000. I think if I showed contrition, it would have been something different, but that's not who I am. And I'm not going to apologise for things that I don't think I did anything wrong, and I stand by that. Now, some people might call me an arrogant prick for being that. That's who I am. I can justify everything that I did on that case, and I'm not going to make any apologies. Will I change anything? Yeah, if I knew I only had 4 years to solve it, I would have even gone harder. Now people might be shocked by that. Look, he's learnt nothing from his mistakes. But, I was well placed to make the decisions I was making and the direction I had that investigation in. And I'm sorry if people want to hear me apologise. I'm not going to apologise. And, that'll have people come back at me, but so be it.